Welcome to this wonderful platform. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across this channel for the first time, you are welcome. Please, if you like what you see here, after watching, subscribe, put on your notification bell. It's very, very important because it's going to help you to know when I upload a new video. In this channel, I present to you news on daily basis on what is happening in the whole world, especially in Nigeria and in Biafra land. Yes, I'm Mother Biafra. I bring to you Biafra news. So before I do that, what I always do is that I analyze it and I sit down there to watch the video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section to talk about it. Of course, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. That is why the comment section is there for you to contribute, leave your ideas, your thoughts, your belief about the videos that you have watched. Please, as we are doing this, let us do it constructively. As we hop into today's video, remain blessed. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your massive support in this channel.
Governors or the southern governors who are trying to make a law or who are making laws to ban open grazing, they should forget 2023. So that means that what Oloye Sondegbu and the rest of the young Yorubas thought they were fighting for is bigger than what they thought. In fact, asking for self-determination, which has now become the norm now. It has become imminent and unavoidable anymore. That also jolted them more to pretty much trigger a killing spree, a murderous campaign, the one they started 6 years ago, but wasn't too obvious until 4 years or 3 years ago when they cracked down on the Biafrans who were peaceful protesters, peaceful in their peaceful gatherings. Their meetings are everywhere until they kill and kill and kill, kidnap and rape and so many of innocent people in the name of looking for IPOB. Why they were doing all of that? As much as some of you would be like, I don't agree with this. I don't like the way this whole thing is going. Simply because people are kind of fed up now. Like, no, we are done. We will no longer pretend to be all right with all the injustice. Where everybody will be like, well, you caused it or blame the victim and all that stuff, right? So if you feel so confused, why? It's simply because as much as every day. Yeah, every injustice that push every tribe or every nationality in Nigeria to the point of this precipice of no, we don't want to be part of this anymore. Even though not many are coming out so fully for this yet, but don't worry, it is already everywhere. People are just waiting for who is going to drop the bombshell this time around among the political class who are still pretending and living in denial. Every day that injustice continues. For example, you have those who have done so well, right, to break all the all the fault lines, things that will normally you will never touch them. You won't touch them, even if you are so nepotistic that much, where you are so self-centered, like Bukwari. There are some things that you don't touch if you don't want people to question the existence of Nigeria. Bukwari crossed all those lines and dared everyone to do their worst. Right before our eyes, Nigeria got dipped into further poverty. That is no longer about corruption. It is now laced with complete incompetence and total collusion, which has brought death, insecurity, and further destruction. That everybody is now probably counting this, maybe if Buhari is gone, maybe maybe things will go back to normal. Now, that injustice of where you see murderous gang who brag every day that they will not stop until they bring their caliphate onto Nigeria, until every part of Nigeria become a caliphate, as they are pushing in Afghanistan. Nigeria is doing similar things that brought the Taliban back to power in Afghanistan. Same thing America and their allies did in their way. They knew then that the Americans and their allies would not be able to protect the Afghanistan, so to say. So they decided to recruit repentant Talibans, many of them who joined simply because, well, the Talibans are no longer in power. And just like the Nigerian army, now they are recruiting repentant terrorists into Nigerian army. They continue to deny it, but one time they will come out and tell you that it is the right thing to do. right? Then one day, just one day, as everyone finally have to like cower or get cowed by them, right? At the end of the day, one day, maybe in another 5 years, maybe in another 10 years, if they continue to keep the contraption together, then one day you will get them, you will see them march into every part of Nigeria, whether the north or south, everywhere. Some of you think it's going to be easier to be done in the north. Of course, it will be done easier as well in the south. What do you think is going on, by the way, when you have people who before now never existed, they never had the audacity to attack communities like the way they are brazenly doing right now, getting away with it? They never had that audacity before now. It was never this so much bad that you will get to see people walk into communities. I'm talking about tens of communities in a single day. They did it in Ebonyi. They did it in Enugu. They did it in Abia. They did it in Ogun State, to the point that they made people become refugees in another country. All these attacks all come down to one thing, that even the government of Nigeria finally acknowledged. They said it is because of no land for the armed herdsmen. So one day, while these herdsmen are killing and getting away with it under different names and different guises, bandits, ISWAP, Boko Haram, ISIS, for whatever you want to call them, all this gang of terrorists, they have managed to cover all part of the country. It just depends on what kind of order will come. And you would expect that if they tried, the military will respond, the police will respond. And I ask you today, what happened to those communities that have been attacked, ransacked, people killed, including the one that happened, in Enugu, where a pregnant woman was killed and her baby was slashed from her stomach, stabbed and killed as well, and dumped on her there. What happened to the police? What happened to the military? So the same gang of criminals who are unable to tell you who are the sponsor and the financiers of the terrorists in northern Nigeria, they came up with the idea of unknown gunmen to distract you from the AK-47 armed to the teeth herdsmen who are roaming your forest, because you have no real information to keep you up to date, to tell you exactly how insecure some of your surroundings are. The forest that you travel through in Yoruba land, in Igbo land, in every other land that you have in the southern Nigeria. Something happened in Plateau State. You have read about it. You read about the 28 or about 38 Muslim pilgrimage travelers who were killed in Plateau State. You've read about that. Well, there is something that also popped up where people said, have you noticed the level of reactions of those who have been waiting for an opportunity to further their murderous religious campaign in Plateau State? Somebody came up with exactly what happened, and let me tell you this. This makes a lot of sense. They said where these guys were stopped before the day of the incidents, where they killed 20-something Muslim travelers, as the media presented it, right? Just a few days before then, well, about 2-3 weeks before then, the area has been under constant attack, where the communities, I have some of the videos, but they are not really so good to share. I mean, I don't want to get sanctioned in a way that I won't be able to do this whenever I want to again, right? But there are some videos, evidence of these different communities in this part of Plateau State, where Fulani terrorists, armed terrorists, have been staging every day, like every fortnight attacks. The people displaced. And the youth of these communities, they grouped themselves. And they decided to create, to launch a stop and search to an entrance to their communities. And you see where this community is, these areas, right? They are not in any way close to the major motorways where people who are traveling to southern Nigeria will be on, or people who are traveling to, let's say, Kaduna, should be on their way to. It is actually like interior part of Plateau State where they have no link to those who are traveling anywhere. And this is what they said. They said they were doing stop and search to check everybody that comes into their communities and that. So this fateful day, on that unfortunate day, they saw a convoy traveling with about 2 coffins. And they saw them in another traveling bus. And they looked like they were Islamic, let's put it this way, they look like Muslims. They dressed like Muslims, women, men, and all of them. Then they have coffins. They had coffins in their convoy, about 3 cars in a convoy. So this youth, they started asking questions like, you guys look like Muslims, but we know that Muslims don't bury their dead in coffins. Why are you people traveling with coffins? And they said they had no answer. Some of them said they came for the Islamic year, but they are not living around that area. They are living in Ondo State. It doesn't mean that they are from Ondo State. They said they live in Ondo State. Others couldn't give any real definition of where they are going. And if you are really going to Ondo State, what are you doing on this route? Like normal vigilante, asking questions. They decided to open the coffins. When they opened the coffins, what did they find? They found guns. Guns. You know? And the moment they found guns, they decided to want to hold them. You know what happened? Many of them tried to escape. And you know, a community that has witnessed the killings of more than 200 people that the media is not even reporting. You know what they did? They just went after them. And immediately they went after them. The news that was shared out there was that the youth in that community, they have killed 29 Muslims. Suddenly, people who knew about those guys who are like mercenaries going for another attack, they just cashed in on it. Since they have the dead bodies, they are dead. They killed them. Just same way it's become, I kill you, you kill me. That's the situation in the most part of the northwest, north central of northern Nigeria, the middle belt of Nigeria today. Because when the terrorists comes to the communities, they ransack the communities overnight. They kill and kill and kill and kill. No police response. And overnight, they will disappear. It was pretty much like a game. They go back again. They go back again and again and again. But the moment the people decide to group together to fight back, that is when you will see the military. That's when you would see the police. Most of the time, the police and the military will then go after the young people they found in that community. They will be displayed or paraded as the criminals who are causing problem. Now, this time around, it was an easy sell. You know, they've always been having a religious crisis that were always sponsored, promoted by the likes of Issa Pandemic, who is now a minister under Bukwari. So when they asked Issa Pandemic about the people killed, the powerful people are interested. Go on now. You can kill all the Christians you see. They killed Muslim. This is barbaric. They kill Muslim. You see now they killed Muslim. But they are not telling you how many people they have killed right now, since that news is about they killed Muslim. but they killed those who were transporting weapons. And that is the story. That is the truth. But guess what? That doesn't sell well in Nigeria. So they went to the eastern Nigeria and they created unknown gunmen, repentant terrorists that they have been releasing. That many of us have been saying and saying. I remember about 2-3 years ago, I kept saying it. Go and watch some of my videos. I said, Boko Haram is releasing terrorists. They call it Operation Safe Corridor. I kept repeating and hammering it. And every month, every year, the number keeps growing and growing and growing. For 4 years, they have released those they called repentant terrorists. They have released over 7,000. And as you are watching this video, like as they would love it to be, the Boko Haram fighters and terrorists are now surrendering. Even though some are surrendering, others are taking over barracks, taking over armory. Today, they killed 27 soldiers and they displayed all the weapons they took from them. Boko Haram, the same Boko Haram that are surrendering. Boko Haram that kidnapped so many school children. And those are just school children. There are many school children, school girls. So I mean, so there are many girls and children they kidnapped from different communities that their parents are not known and there is no data for them. Many of them are serving as sex slaves for this Janjaweed Mujahideen terrorists that Nigeria is releasing. And as they are releasing them, they are recruiting them into the military. They are recruiting them into all these things. I said they were doing that. They said, no, it's a conspiracy theory. Today they have come out to say, yes, we were doing it. It is because of the international convention to always pardon any terrorist that repents. So they now craft out unknown gunmen. They took them to Biafra land because of two things: unfinished war and unfinished revenge. That those who took over Nigeria from 1966, the last of them is Boko Haram. He was a young, very raging, angry, hot soldier from northern Nigeria who never, ever forgave those he called the people who killed their leaders. Boko Haram was one of those who staged that revenge coup of 1966, July 1966. And among all of them who did that, who also started the program that killed over 5 million people from Biafra land. Now, because they didn't let them finish the war, what they wanted to do was, according to them, to wipe the Biafrans out of the entire map. But they didn't succeed. They couldn't succeed. So they kept the war going and they called it Cold War. Cold War that lasted for over 50 years. Boko Haram is the last repellent terrorist who staged that revenge coup of 1966. So the greedy people who went to the grave to dig out a terrorist, to dig out the ghost of a terrorist, they are also paying their own price too. But that unfinished war was why they decided to set up the Southeast Nigeria, to set up the Biafrans. And I remember one time, a while ago, when they asked Boko Haram, when they asked Boko Haram about his reason for kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu. And he said, maybe they were too young to understand the war, blah, 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 that Nnamdi Kanu was trying to bring out the war. And that moment was what triggered Boko Haram way back in 2016. They created unknown gunmen in eastern Nigeria. They armed terrorists who have done so well to close all the majority of the police posts, military posts in northern Nigeria, where many of them have then relocated to the eastern Nigeria, mountain roadblock to collect checkpoints, to collect a bribe, to extort people every day. Then they created unknown gunmen in order to set up the people of the southeast. You know why they created unknown gunmen? They created unknown gunmen the moment they realized that the Biafrans have taken their own struggle much serious, when they decided to harm themselves by creating the Eastern Security Network. Eastern Security Network is a direct stab on the chest of these marauders, because listen, they've already set the entire country up. They know about these terrorists. They know their capability. They know their source of weapon. They know their source of supply and everything. They do know all of this. You don't know. You and I can continue to guess or continue to work with pieces of information that trickles out there, right? But the security force in Nigeria, the politicians in Nigeria, those who are in charge of the security of Nigeria, they do know those who are funding these people. Therefore, they just have to control how they react to it, and that's exactly what they are doing. They control where they react, and they want all of us to live in that fear. If you get attacked, fine. If you don't get attacked, great. But what happens is this: they know those who are going to attack you. They know when they can attack you. They know when they can get away with it, because even upon all of that, they already have a plan for them to escape all the justice. So it is like an affront on them that as everything is planned, the fear is implanted in many people. It is unexpected of us to have any kind of a pushback. Pushback, complain, all of that, fine. But don't push back to the point that you think you can defend yourself against these terrorists. The terrorists that they know them. They know them very well. They know the terrorists are killing policemen. They are killing soldiers. They are killing innocent people. They do know. They know they are killing their own people that they trained to keep you and me safe. They know. But they are ready to sacrifice them in order to keep you and me in perpetual fear. The fear of the unknown. What if we try to go and fight back? Oh, they will kill us. And to make sure that that fear is pretty much ingrained and established, they don't want any of us to have any thought of, I want to protect myself. So when the IPOB came and they said, we are starting ESN, we're going to protect our farmers, we're going to protect our mothers, we're going to protect our communities, our villages, that shouldn't have made anybody angry. That should have made so many people who actually love the Biafra land, even if they don't agree with the IPOB, that moment is the moment that everybody should be like, you know what? This is security. Why can't we just all support them? We know that the Nigerian military, even if you want to be generous, you can say, okay, Nigerian military, they are overstretched. They should have welcomed them with open hand. But you know why they won't welcome them is because that will be outside the plan. ESN said if you found any Fulani armed terrorists in our forest in Igbo land, we didn't say go to Kano, go to Zamfara. They didn't say ESN should go to Sokoto or Kano. They said if you found any armed terrorists in any of our forests in Biafra land, you should disarm them. That should be a message that everybody in Igbo land, everybody in Biafra land should agree to. I mean, genuinely, even if you don't agree with IPOB and Biafra struggle and what have you, your own safety, your own security, the safety of the people that you think you love in those communities that you love to go back to every year. Those communities are going to disappear soon. They are your homegoing every December in Igbo land that everybody cherish and love so much. It's going to soon become a mirage that many of you will have to spend your homecoming, you have to spend them in your state capitals. ESN was meant to push them back. They were not meant to be your enemy. but they became automatic enemy of the Nigerian government. The same government that failed to protect the people, to provide the security for them. Then how would they discredit ESN? If ESN stays in the forest and they are pushing back at the Fulani terrorists in the forest, how would they dare be able to discredit them in the eyes of an Igbo man, an Igbo woman? They created unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen. What do you mean by unknown gunmen? Criminals with guns who can kill and get away with it. They can break a prison and there will be no military response. There will be no police response, even though if the prison is just 5 minutes walk from the governor's office, governor's house. Things don't make sense because they were created in order to justify setting the people of the Southeast up, then to fulfill the long-time dream of Bokwari and people like him and those generation who came after them, those they breeded and groomed to hate and believe that until they spill the blood of an Igbo man, they never really feel powerful. Until they trample on anyone that is not from their clan, they never feel so invincible. Those who came after them with this mentality, Bokwari is just trying to finish the job for them so that they will have something to tell their children too. We killed Igbos. We will kill them again. That is how they brag about it on there. How would they justify it? Set up something that will make an average Igbo man and woman to begin to even question.
Thank you for always watching Linda's TV show. I will see you again in my next video. Remain blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you and keep on watching Linda's TV show. If you have not yet subscribed, please, I beg you to do that so that you'll be getting more updates from me. Bye-bye.